If someone is using the term incel in a defamatory way to insult someone, they don't understand the origin of that word and what it truly means. Involuntary
Means involuntarily celibate.
celibate. The person is unable to find a romantic partner despite all their efforts. You would think they would feel bad for the guy. Oh, poor guy can't get a girlfriend. Nope. Incel, incel, incel. Anytime these people say something.
Yes, because it shows incompetence. If you try to do something that's relatively easy and you can't do it, that's a sign of incompetence.
Remotely misogynistic, they are barraged with a bunch of hate comments shouting the word incel, where in most cases these men just try to better themselves, their personality, their looks, whatever, to attempt to find a romantic partner. More unsuccessful, and a small percentage of them channel that frustration into negativity, into anger, but most of them just kind of moved on. You know, there's a movement, MGTOW, MGTOW, which is heavily.
MGTOW is completely separate from incels. MGTOW is mostly middle-aged men who are like over 40 who've had bad relationships with women, particularly bad long-term relationships, so marriage, kids, stuff like that. And then they just decide, fuck it, I kind of know what a lot of women are about. These relationships are way too high risk and stupid and don't benefit me. So they just only end up having casual relationships with women, totally separate from the incel community.
Heavily censored. You can't even search it on TikTok. No results found. But if you search 4B, the female equivalent of this movement, it's plastered all over the media. And the reason they don't want you to know about this is because it was slightly successful, and it takes so much power away from the current dynamics of the world that they really don't want men finding out about this. So, I don't know. Just someone posted incel in my comments, and I really think it's incorrect and hurtful and upsetting that people are throwing that word around without understanding the origin of it. It's complete.
Dude. Frank is a self-admitted incel.
Completely disrespectful. It shows how ignorant you are, and I don't know. This is kind of strange.
Oh, that is embarrassing.
Although I have deterred a lot of people from considering cosmetic surgery, especially on their eyes, you know, there's still some people out there thinking about it, and I can't honestly and objectively suggest anything because of my situation, how horrifically I was botched, and what I'm still dealing with. I do have, you know, two specific doctors to thank for restoring my vision and improving my appearance since, and I'll talk more about them in the next few months as I recover more. But I still feel like I made the best decision with all the information I had access to. I can't say for sure I should have got implants instead. I should have gone to this doctor instead. I can tell you for sure I shouldn't have gotten surgery, and I should have never gotten it done. That's no duh. But based on everything I've seen out there, all the eyelid cosmetic, eye cosmetic surgery, whatever it is, there's still no clear solution out there if you're trying to improve your eye appearance. It's highly risky.
Yeah, how about not have surgery?
It's not worth, you know, the potential vision issues. It's completely off the table. And when you take a step back and look at how the system is set up with, you know, lawyers protecting these doctors, how these doctors will gaslight you and manipulate you and not help you, even if there was a perfect surgery to get and I knew you could improve your appearance, there's still always that worst case scenario of getting botched like me, and you're not going to have the resources I have access to. You know, I have New York health insurance. I had access to social media. I'm in a much better position than most people that have been botched before. And even so, being in a hypothetical great situation, I was still completely screwed and there's no resolution. You know, if these doctors were able to fix me, make my appearance as good or better than before, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If whatever mistakes that they make, the botches, whatever, if there was a reasonable solution and they were able to fix it, even if it's just a matter of compensating me for dealing with these issues for the rest of my life, that has still not happened yet. If I was written a check, at least I could say, look, they made a mistake. People make mistakes. It's understandable. But if they don't remedy them and your life is completely ruined, which it has been for most people, a lot of people have been financially devastated and lost their jobs after these cosmetic surgeries. It's just really, really horrible, and the whole situation is bad. And hey, things could still change for me in the future. Who knows? But I can't safely say to get any sort of eye cosmetic surgery. There's definitely some other things to discuss, but eye's kind of out of the question.
You think? Wow, profound.
Now, could I have gotten any other eye surgeries and have seen better improvements? Possibly something that wasn't as invasive. Some of you guys suggested implants. I already have implants. If I didn't get the orbital decompression done, it's debatable if I would have been able to remove my upper eyelid exposure. Because even when I look down, it's still pretty bad. It's still there. But when I look up, it's kind of gone, which improves my appearance. But if my eyes were a little further out, maybe I would have just needed a larger implant to remove the upper eyelid exposure. But again, guys, it's really complicated. It's not a cut and dry answer. If you get super huge implants on your face, it can imbalance the rest of your face. So eye surgery wise, we're guessing. We're taking shots in the dark. But if we want to go to other physical improvement in general, like limb lengthening, I didn't do this for girls, guys. I thought I could improve my appearance for social media, for my businesses. I thought I would feel better about how I looked because I never had an issue getting laid. I'm 5'8". If I was
He literally just admitted he's an incel.
taller, I'd obviously be getting more women. But, my theory is if you're going to go spend money
He's not even interested in women. We all know he's gay.
on this type of facial surgery, on limb lengthening, and your motive was woman, just go spend the money on getting the girls. It's really silly to get surgery for women, in my opinion. But because of what happened to my eyes and how horrifically I was botched, I can objectively say I would rather have gotten limb lengthening instead of getting my eyes botched. At least, you're not risking your vision. I feel like I'd rather risk being in a wheelchair for the rest of my life than risking my vision. And limb lengthening is an objective overall improvement to your male value, how women see you. And I still would never get that surgery. It's absolutely insane. Some medieval torture. Limb lengthening in general is just an insane, crazy surgery. You'll never walk right again. You'll never be athletic. You'll never be able to really play sports correctly. It's just a completely out of the question surgery. But because of how insane my eye experience was, I would rather have gotten that instead. So something that was completely off the I considered it, guys. Limb lengthening, after I looked into it, completely insane, completely off the table. I'd rather get tied to 4 horse and buggies and stretched out. It's out of the question. The eye surgery before didn't seem out of the question, but now, after I've experienced it, it 100% is. And it's crazy in my mind that I would even think of getting limb lengthening surgery. But because of what happened to me, it seems more real. Man, I don't even think my review was live for a few days before Taban got his buddies at Google to remove it, as all he cares about is butchering your face to pad his wallet. Now, my review is visible to me when I'm logged into Google, and it has 46 likes, so it should be at the top of the page for anyone. But in any other browser when I'm not logged in, poof, my review is magically gone. And this is why I was horrifically botched in the first place. This guy Taban and probably other plastic surgeons have connections at Google or are paying them off to remove the negative reviews. Because if I saw what this guy did to other people, it would have been completely off the table. And if anyone sees what this guy did to my face, they would run from his office, even after paying him a deposit. Completely crazy and disgusting, manipulative, evil behavior.
Well, we could have warned him. Thanks for the donation to Fano Escorts.